trouble have you steered us into now, Quill?
Nothing. There's literally nothing out here. My scanners are coming up blank.
I have never heard this alarm before. It is a horrid sound. I am Groot.
10 years after Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, and 13 years after the original, Ultimate Alliance has made its triumphant return with a mountain of new material for Team Ninja to work with, and some fortunate cinematic zeitgeist.
Remind me to never hang out in your dimension again, Miles.
Let's get the basic premise out of the way. The hallmarks of Ultimate Alliance have always been simplistic, satisfying controls, 4-player co-op, and a remarkable roster of superheroes. The Black Order has taken this successful framework and runs with it, especially when it comes to playable characters. There's a huge 36 superheroes to pick and choose from when you're trying to create a complementary team, most of which are thoughtfully introduced and unlocked throughout the game's narrative. Clearly, the roster has been curated to please modern movie-going Marvel fans. Each Guardian of the Galaxy, nearly all of the Avengers, Deadpool, and 3 characters from the Spider-Verse make the cut, but only the essential X-Men make it there. And the Fantastic Four must have been on vacation when Thanos and his goons started hunting the Infinity Stones. And yes, as you probably realised by now, the story also leans on where the Marvel Cinematic Universe is right now. Obviously, all of that is rooted in the comics regardless, but you can tell that the team wanted to use storylines that would be fresh in the minds of fans.
No! You shall not have them. I swear in Thanos' name!
As well as providing an unprecedented amount of superheroes, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 also offers up some stellar voice acting talent. Peter Parker and Miles Morales reprise their roles from the recent Spider-Man PS4 game. Steve Blum embodies Venom, and Nolan North nails both Deadpool and Rocket Raccoon.
I know you said these stones belong to your master, whoever that is, but technically, we got here first.
The delivery and back and forth between the heroes is an important part of the Black Order, which is why I'm pleased to say that it's consistently satisfying. And a suite of fluidly animated comic book cutscenes make the cut alongside a number of fantastic character moments and cheesy one-liners.
Sorry, gotta take this. It's my wife.
There's also some nice object puzzles to supplement the gameplay loop, dealing with waves upon waves of grunt enemies, and using individual character or synergy skills, which involves making a vicious peanut butter and chocolate style mashup between 2 Alliance members' abilities to decimate a group of enemies, are often moulded into some of the game's secret puzzles. The Black Order also features a number of inspired boss battles that consistently involved a cleverly designed obstacle or conceit concerning a villain I was walloping. From Mysterio's mist to Doc Ock's tentacles, the game always made a spectacle out of its villains when you finally got the chance to best them. Combat can get hectic, which is almost always great fun, but it can lead to some negligible slowdown. Far worse though is the clumsy camera, which sometimes betrays the flow of the battle, leaving you stuck in a corner or firing out expensive abilities in the wrong direction. This and the fact that you can't neatly chain abilities mid-air or during a button combo were the 2 noticeable problems holding back the Black Order's combat from being completely watertight. Regardless, neither grievances threatened to stop me from binging it, and the camera work is admittedly ambitious when it works properly, shifting from side-on scrolling brawls to top-down stealth sections throughout the campaign. Playing the game mostly solo with a few multiplayer sessions mixed in, I soon realised that the Black Order is no pushover difficulty-wise, and you have to think tactically about your hero composition if you want to succeed. The game is front-loaded with superhero introductions, which means you've got a steady amount of iconic, low-level characters to pick from very early. Yet once you find your favourites and make progress, it's difficult to justify swapping out a level 28 Spider-Man for someone potentially more interesting when you've invested so much of your resources into him. This means that it's more attractive to swap newly introduced characters who start out at a level relative to your team. The fun tutorial missions started me out as the Guardians of the Galaxy, but I never really played as them again. Ultimately, it's down to player choice, but perhaps by having missions where one hero is swapped in, so you're forced to play as more of the roster, would have made for a more versatile pool. There's also a little bit of a balance issue if you're planning to play solo, especially when it comes to synergy attacks and their related infinity trials. Essentially, the window to join in with the AI is wafer thin, and building meaningful energy across characters can be difficult, meaning you don't feel as in sync as you would during a co-op match where you can communicate and coordinate attacks. But Team Ninja has delivered a charming, reliable co-op juggernaut with a compelling license to back it up. Even if you're planning to play solo, I can still heartily recommend Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. While it's not absolutely squeaky clean, it was very easy to see past the minor gripes in service of the fantastic framework surrounding them. We give it 4 stars.
If we want to survive here, we do it as a team.
Triumphant.